Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are good and strictly following the rules of social distancing to stay safe during this COVID-19 crisis. So students, I welcome you to my second video lecture on the chapter Matter in Our Surroundings, class 9 chemistry. So children, in previous video lecture I discussed with you regarding matter. There we discussed that matter can be defined as anything which occupies space and has a mass. Then we discussed about the nature of matter, we discussed about the classification of matter, and we also discussed that how can we show that matter is made up of extremely small particles. So children, in this second video lecture of mine today, we are going to discuss a bit more about the particles of which matter is made up. Today we will discuss that what are important characteristics of particles of matter. Means what are their special features. So important characteristics of particles of matter are very small. As I discussed with you in previous video, that our matter is made up of extremely small particles, and these particles are so small that they are not visible even under a powerful microscope. And I hope you remember children that we performed one activity also. I dissolved 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate chemical in water and we obtained a dark purple color solution. Then I diluted that solution by transferring it to further number of beakers, and there we saw that all the water in the beaker was colored but intensity was different. Okay. So same activity can be performed to practically prove that particles of matter are very small. Now another characteristic of particles of matter is that particles of matter have spaces between them. Yes, although these particles are not visible to us children, but between these particles spaces are existing. And to practically prove that, we can perform one activity. For this activity, I have taken water in this beaker, and in this beaker I will add 2-3 spatulas of common salt. Say for example, here I have added 2 spoonful or 2 spatula full of common salt here. Now by using this glass rod, I will stir it so that salt gets dissolved in this water. Now say for example, the salt has disappeared. Disappeared means the salt has dissolved in water. And children, if you taste this solution, it will be tasted as a salty. But salt is not visible and there is no change in the level of water also, as we discussed in previous lecture also. Then where that salt has gone? So this can be explained that there are spaces present between the molecules of water and the fine particles of salt. They occupied that spaces present between the water molecules. So salt disappeared, no change in water level, and salt is tasting salty also. Right children? So that was second characteristic of particles of matter, that is they have spaces between them. Now the third characteristics. Third characteristic says that particles of matter are continuously moving. Isn't it interesting too? Here that particles of matter which are not visible to us and they are continuously moving. Yes, they are continuously moving from one place to another. And not only this, in our surroundings we have got different varieties of matter, and particle of every kind of matter is moving at their And children, when they move, then particles of one kind of matter keep on colliding with the particles of their own kind and also with the particles of other kind. Say for example, in this diagram, I have used two colored dots. One is of white color, that is representing one kind of matter particles, and another is of pink color, that is representing second kind of matter particles. So these two kind of particles of matter, they are moving, and while movement they keep on colliding with each other, with their own particles also, and with the particles of other kind of matter also. And because of this continuous collision with each other, there occurs an intermixing between these two kind of particles. And children, this intermixing of particles of different kind of matters with each other is only referred as diffusion. This process we call it as diffusion. So children, diffusion we can simply define as that intermixing of particles of different kind of matters with each other on their own. Means there is no external forces exerting on them. They are simply moving. While their movement, they are colliding with each other, and that collision itself is changing their speed, and that is resulting in their intermixing. And that intermixing and spreading we call by a technical term that is called diffusion. And diffusion, children, is one of the important property of our matter. Now, regarding diffusion, we have got many examples from our daily life. So, to show two of them, I am going to perform two simple activities in front of you. So, for the first activity, I am having water in this beaker. Okay? Now, in this beaker, I will add 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate. The same chemical compound which I used in my previous video also. So let's see. So I have taken 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate and I am going to add in this water. Now clearly observe what is happening. Because children, I am not going to stir the solution with glass rod like my previous video. So can you observe that the water is gradually becoming purple? Isn't it a kind of magic happening? Because I am not stirring the solution, but water is gradually turning purple. And why it is happening? Because of the process diffusion. Let me explain how. I have taken water in this beaker. Beaker is having water, and water is an example of a matter. It means water is made up of particles, water particles, say. Then I added potassium permanganate crystals. Now potassium permanganate is also a kind of matter and it is made up of potassium permanganate particles. So particles of these two kind of matter are moving, and while moving they are diffusing into each other, and because of that, as you can see clearly, the water has turned purple. The water of whole beaker has turned purple without any stirring. So what does it show? That here diffusion has taken place. Let me show you one more activity for diffusion. Again I am having clear water in this beaker, and in this bottle I am having a green colored ink. Yes, the same ink which we use for refilling our ink pens and gel pens. So with the help of this dropper, I will take few drops of this green ink like this. Now in this beaker I will add 1 or 2 drop of ink. Just keep observing what happens. Wow, such a beautiful sight it is to observe. Again same thing. Just see what happens within few seconds. Is it clearly visible that the green color of ink is gradually spreading inside the water? And again the same thing, I am not stirring it. It is spreading at its own. So again same thing, same question comes. Why it is happening? It's not a magic. But what is involved here in place of magic is diffusion. So same explanation goes here also, that water is made up of particles, ink is also made up of particles, and both kind of particles are continuously moving and intermixing with each other. And after some time, the whole water of the beaker will become green colored. So let me show you this purple colored water. Now it has become uniformly purple. And both the solutions I have not stirred a bit even. And these two activities clearly shows that diffusion takes place in our daily life. Okay, let me cite you one more very common example for diffusion. You might have experienced that while performing puja or some other religious activities in your house, we light incense stick. Incense stick means what you call in Hindi agarbatti. Okay, we light it and we place it in our puja ghar. Okay, now after that we went to other rooms of the house, but within a matter of few seconds we are able to smell the fragrance of that incense stick sitting away in other rooms. How? Again children, by the process of diffusion. So the place where we have lighted an incense stick, so its molecules are spreading from one place to another and they keep on colliding with the molecules of air, and because of that collision they gradually reaches to our nose, and when we inhale we are able to smell the fragrance of the incense stick. So I hope that now I made you all clear about the concept of diffusion. So particles of matter are continuously moving and which results in the process of diffusion. And children, always remember that this diffusion always takes place from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Is it clear? And diffusion only results in the intermixing and spreading of substances with one another. So students, till now I discussed with you three characteristics of particles of matter, and these are that particles of matter are very small, particles of matter have spaces between them, and particles of matter are continuously moving, and that itself leads to the process of diffusion. Now, the last important characteristic of particles of matter is that they are attracting each other. They keep on attracting each other. Why? Because children, in every kind of matter, there exists a kind of force of attraction which keep on attracting molecules towards each other. And magnitude, or you can say the strength of this force of attraction, varies from one kind of matter to another. Means it is not like that in every type of matter this force of attraction is equally strong. No. In some type of matters it is very strong. In some other matter forms it is bit weaker, and in some very few other matter forms it is extremely weak. So it varies from one form of matter to another. But you take any form of matter, between its particles there exists a force of attraction, and because of that only particles of a matter form, they keep on attracting each other. For this, again we can perform one very simple activity. So for this, I am having this metal scale. Another I am going to use this piece of chalk and this simple empty cardboard box. We can say small cardboard box it is. Now what we will do, we will try breaking all these three into pieces one by exerting force. Let's see. So first I am having this piece of chalk. So let me apply force, and yes, so easily the chalk has broke down into two pieces. Even I can make more pieces of it. It's a very easy job, right? So easily I broke down this chalk piece, this particular one big chalk piece into smaller pieces. Now let's take this cardboard, empty cardboard, okay? That is having a typical shape. Now let me break and I can tear it out. Easily I teared out and it is now in two pieces. Now let me take this metal scale, okay? I am exerting force, but by exerting more and more force only, I am only making to bend a slight, but it is not breaking into pieces. So what I have done, I tried to break three different substances into pieces. So chalk broke down very easily. Then this cardboard, I have to apply a bit more force to break it down into pieces as compared to chalk. And third one is this metal scale. It has not broken into pieces even after applying a greater force. So why it is so? Children, this observation can be explained on the basis of the last characteristic of particles of matter, that particles of matter attract each other. So we have taken chalk first in the beginning. So the force of attraction which is present between the particles of chalk is not so strong. So when I applied force, the particles at the point of breaking, they got separated, and as a result the chalk broke down into pieces. Similarly, in case of this cardboard box, the particles were held pretty strongly by the forces of attraction as compared to the chalk particles. That's why it took me to apply bit more extra force to break it down. But when I tried breaking this metal scale, it was not possible for me. Why? Because the force of attraction which is present between the particles of this metal scale is extremely strong, and I was applying a stronger, greater level of force, but I failed to break it into pieces. So children, this activity clearly shows that yes, a force of attraction is present between the particles of matter. So children, finally, just to have a quick recapitulation, we discussed in today's lecture the characteristics of particles of matter. What are these? They are very small. Second, they have spaces between them. Third one, they are continuously moving, and they are held together with an attractive force of attraction. So students, that's all about for this video lecture. I hope you enjoyed. Do revise it. Take maximum benefit out of it. Thank you.